Hello and welcome to Rome. In this video, I will show you what to see in Rome for free. If you are as crazy as I am, you can manage to do this itinerary in a day. But I recommend having at least 2 days in Rome for your comfort. Let's start with my top 10 to see in Rome for free. Fontana di Trevi is the top must-see in Rome. I recommend coming in the early morning because it is less crowded. I went there around 8:30, and it started getting busier. The Church of St. Ignatius of Loyola is one of the most beautiful churches I have ever visited. One of the city's most impressive and surprising artistic achievements are the massive illusionistic frescoes covering the entire vaulted ceiling of this church. Piazza Navona is a public open space in Rome, Italy. In ancient Rome, the site was a stadium built during Emperor Domitian's rule. Nowadays, Piazza Navona is best known as a location for Baroque architecture, like Gian Lorenzo Bernini's famous Fontana dei Quattro Fiumi. The Fountain of Four Rivers represents the four major rivers that cartographers believed existed during the Renaissance and Baroque years. More importantly, they represent the influence of the Holy See and the Pope for continents, through depictions of river gods: the Nile for Africa, the Ganges for Asia, the Danube for Europe, and the Rio de la Plata for the Americas. While you are in Piazza Navona, you can also visit the Sant'Agnese in Agon Church. Inside, the church shows all the opulence that was the signature of some of the leading architects and artists of the 17th century, such as Francesco Borromini. The church is a popular destination among pilgrims from all over the world, who come here to visit one of the most notable sacred relics of the early Christian tradition. The Pantheon boasts the largest unsupported concrete dome in the world. The square where the Pantheon is situated lies at the junction of a bunch of narrow and intricate streets. Piazza della Rotonda and its surroundings were populated with many buildings dating as far back as the Roman Empire. As you can see, the queue to enter the Pantheon is endless. If you decide to enter the Pantheon, I recommend purchasing fast-track tickets. Otherwise, you will spend hours waiting in line. I left a link for the fast-track ticket in the description. The square has a slight slope, demonstrated by the different number of marble steps around the base and the fountain in the middle of it. Via dei Coronari is a street in the historic center of Rome. The road, flanked by buildings primarily erected in the 15th and the 16th century, and is one of the most picturesque roads of the Old City, having maintained the character of an Italian Renaissance street. The street leads from Piazza Navona to the Pont Street Angelo. Rome has many beautiful streets full of historic buildings and monuments. This is why I prefer walking in the cities instead of public transport. However, I must mention that Rome has a very well organized and easy to navigate metro, which can make sightseeing easier and quicker.
Questo vi giuro che lo faccio su Grazie.
Ponte Sant'Angelo is an ancient bridge built by Emperor Hadrian to link the left bank of the Tiber with the Castel Sant'Angelo. Sant'Angelo Bridge is one of the finest surviving in Rome nowadays. The construction was completed about 135 Anno Domini. There are 7 stone arches and 5 main spans supported on piers. You can admire 10 beautiful angel sculptures designed by Gian Lorenzo Bernini, which decorate the construction, and statues of the Saints Peter and Paul that watch over its entrance. The Spanish Steps are a symbol of the joyful side of the city. Not only is it a popular destination among tourists, but it is also a meeting point for locals. From the morning to late at night, there's a constant stream of people going up and down or simply resting around the fountain on Piazza di Spagna Spanish Square below the steps. The monument is built in Baroque style, with a total of 135 steps. The church at the top of the steps is called Trinite dei Monti, and its construction, just like the steps, was funded by the French monarchy. The Colosseum is a majestic monument of Rome. Even walking around is a wonderful experience. The Colosseum is an elliptical amphitheater in the center of the city of Rome. Despite its age, it is the largest ancient amphitheater ever built, and it is still the largest standing amphitheater in the world. It is one of the 7 wonders of the world. Its construction began around 70 AD under Vespasianus and ended in 80 AD under Titus' reign. The valley where it was built wasn't just in the center of Rome but also highly symbolic. The structure is made of travertine and stone blocks, and it was initially covered with the finest marble and adorned with statues and stucco decorations. This is one of the busiest monuments in Rome. Again, I recommend buying a fast crack ticket if you want to go inside. Especially in the summer, you don't want to stand in direct sun for so many hours. Last but not least of my 10 free things to visit in Rome is Basilica Papali di Santa Maria Maggiore. Before I give you more information about the basilica, I need to mention that almost all churches and basilicas are free to visit in Rome, and you will see such unique works of art there. And also, small travel hack, the churches are cold, so if you need to cool down a bit because of the heat, jump in the church. It is the largest Roman Catholic Marian church in Rome. Many other churches are dedicated to Mother Mary. Still, the Basilica of Santa Maria Maggiore gave justice to its name because of its grandeur in size and its art and architecture. The church retains the core of its original structure, despite several additional construction projects and damage by the earthquake of 1348. Many of the mosaics in the basilica were part of the original building. The large marble columns of the basilica are even older and probably came from an ancient Roman building. Unique in this church is the golden, coffered ceiling, commissioned by the controversial Pope Alexander VI and built with the first gold Columbus brought back from America. This is the end of my budget-friendly tips for Rome. I would love if you share any of your favorite free-to-visit attractions in Rome in the comments. Subscribing to my channel is also free, so if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe.